In July 2013, we published the first report that the Food and Drug Administration was directly competing with our small company. FoodQuestTQ, with the TQ standing for Threat Quotient, develops risk management software that keeps the American food supply safe. This is the latest in a series of periodic updates we have shared with the American public and the food industry over the past 6 months. The purpose of these updates is to maintain an awareness of the growing problem of federal government competition with small companies across America. The case of FoodQuestTQ is presented here as only one of many examples of the growing problem of direct competition by the federal government with small business. You can learn more about the widespread nature of the problem by visiting the website of the Business Coalition for Fair Competition. Over a period of several years, FoodQuestTQ developed highly innovative software to sell to the food industry in order to keep the food supply safe. In December of 2012, the Food and Drug Administration released a government version of FoodQuestTQ's computer software. The Food and Drug Administration put the duplicate software on their official government website for industry to use free of charge. The actions by the Food and Drug Administration decimated FoodQuestTQ. The bottom dropped out of the company's sales. Most of us have heard our politicians tell us over and over again about the vital role small businesses play in our economy by producing new jobs and driving the innovation that keeps America ahead of the foreign competition. The idea of being able to start your own business has always been part of the American dream. But as the case of FoodQuestTQ demonstrates, while all of the politicians' statements are politically correct, the actions of our own government speak otherwise. Across America, the federal government is unfairly competing with small businesses by taking their ideas and duplicating the products they are trying to sell. A sort of eminent domain where the government takes what they want without regard for the lives of the small business owners that are being destroyed in the process. To avoid the issue, the federal government fails to answer the core question: is it right for the federal government to compete directly with small businesses or not? In the case of FoodQuestTQ, the Food and Drug Administration and their parent agency, the Department of Health and Human Services, are working assiduously to avoid answering this tough question. Instead, the federal government hides behind he said, she said interpretations of whether the law explicitly prohibits them from doing the wrong thing. The government steadfastly maintains that there is no specific law that prohibits them from directly competing with small businesses. Therefore, the practice is acceptable. At the same time, the government works to divert attention away from answering the tough question of whether it is right or wrong for them to compete directly with small business. The government does this by forcing the small businesses they destroy down a legal pathway that eventually leaves them with no other alternative but to pursue protracted and expensive lawsuits they cannot afford. The government knows full well that small companies like FoodQuestTQ could never afford to sue the government. They also know that there is no such thing as pro bono legal help for small businesses. You see, the very first people in line to receive any court settlement goes to the so-called pro bono lawyers first. The remaining money goes to pay off the original investors in the company and to pay the company's outstanding debts. What little remains at the end of this long and drawn-out process goes to the business owners themselves. In the case of FoodQuestTQ and so many other small businesses, the original owners would end up with nothing at the end of the process. So, in the end analysis, we are still left with the question, is it right for the federal government to compete directly with small businesses or not? Well, on the one hand, small businesses are known to create more jobs than any other sector of the U.S. economy. Small businesses innovate, especially in computer science and electronics, to keep America ahead of the foreign competition. Small businesses are known to produce the most valuable patents. Small businesses are motivated to perform by the life or death consequences that arise from market competition. Small businesses either perform or they go out of business. On the other hand, the federal government does not create jobs. The government has little motivation to innovate or perform since they operate free from any direct market competition. Just like the ever-ready bunny, if the government fails, they just keep on going. The federal government has a long and demonstrated track record of poor performance when it comes to accomplishing work that is better done by the private sector. What's your opinion? In July 2013, we published a YouTube presentation about the Food and Drug Administration's actions in competing with small business. As part of that presentation, we asked for the public's help in raising awareness of the problem by signing a petition. The petition will be presented to President Obama on behalf of people across America, asking that the current practice of direct competition with small businesses by the federal government be stopped. If you have not already done so, we encourage you to visit the link above. Listen to the very short presentation there and sign the petition. Make a difference by supporting small business in America. Your support is very important to us. Thank you.